Okay. Shit. Got my earbuds. AirPods will do. Good morning, guys. Make this a tad bit smaller. Okay, we are all settled in now. Good morning, guys. It's a long weekend. Very, very nice. So let's get back into it this week. All right. What the fuck am I looking at? Reload this bitch. Let's switch with this one. There we go. Okay, what I'm seeing today. This is AOI. Switch this down. We have Gex flip at 5,005. $49.75 is AOI. Okay. Alrighty, we are back in business. SPX is dumping. Interesting flip back and forth. So this seems like right here is the next level of support. What am I even looking at? Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm already in something and I'm trying to get out. Trade, sell one limit. Because I'm not locked in. Okay. Sell one limit. Jesus Christ, I don't even know. Sorry, I don't even know what to say. I was just... That thing fell so hard, I just quickly got in and I sold more instead of closing. So I had to figure that one out. Oof. Sorry. Wish I said something, because look. Where is this? Here you go. We're already up 3.3 from that. Sell 3. I added on here on accident, but I meant to buy back. Luckily, closed most of that. But anyways, back to what I was looking at on SPX. Time frames, usually just a 5-minute. Wow, that moves so quickly, I don't even know what to say. I was really hoping for a potential 5,000 retest first, but that just broke low of day so quickly. Like, it pushed up and immediately just snapped a low of day and just kept going. And we bounced at AOI. So let's see what happens from here. LIS is line in the sand. And what line in the sand is, it's just the Gex flip. I label that, so basically above the line in the sand, all you have is positive exposure. And Q's already down fucking. I entered at the open. Well, not even like at the open here. You guys can see it right here. This is one of the live accounts that I have right now. And it was down on Friday, but now it's back up. Total P&L right now is $3,000. I entered right here. Sell 3 at 16.43 all the way down to basically 557. I don't even know how many points that is. Almost 100 points on NQ. And I left my phone in the car. I can't do the math. So we had it from buy one back. So I guess the last trim was 77, 577. Entry was 643. Wow, that moves so quickly. Got 66 points on NQ. Why I entered was just because I saw us breaking the opening print. On top of that, it was just it was meant to just be a scalp, but that, I mean, it still was a scalp at the end of the day. It was like a 3-minute trade. Yeah, literally a 3-minute trade. Wish I held an extra contract, but it is what it is. We'll find another entry. That was just a completely random one for a scalp, but we'll find another one. We're holding the 75 AOI. I do expect this to go back up to 5,000 and then potentially see a reject there. We get a reject there. If we do break this, I don't think we go 5,000, but 75, we should be able to flush right through. See, the problem with negative days is that it's so up and down, but moves are directional for sure. So it's kind of just waiting for the right move. But dude, did you guys see this on Twitter? Hold on. Hold on. Let me find the post really quick. Dude, this had me cracking up last night. Did you guys see this comment? Where is it? The Chinese guy can barely open his eyes for the photo. Bro, this shit had me dying because that's me. Dude, did you see that? That's me. And then the guy comments this. Come on, is this not like classic as fuck? This one had me dying. And then I sent this. I don't know, I thought it was pretty funny. $87.78. Yeah, they're tall boys for sure. I'm only 5'9". In those shoes, like in that photo, in those shoes, I guess with those shoes, I'm 5'10", because they're Air Forces, so they definitely add like a fucking huge extra inch. All right, yeah, we're bouncing at AOI right now. Just give it some time. Let it play out. That was such a quick move. I'm sorry I didn't say anything about it. That was so quick. I don't even know what to say. Did not expect it personally. So also keep in mind, Vaughn is out of the game right now. Vaughn Charm out of the game. We had OPEX week, so Heavy Fix is on Gamma this coming week. And we have classes tomorrow. I do believe we have some new people who joined over the week. So with that being said, welcome. That was just, I mean, I don't know what to say. That was just such a quick move. It's tough to call those out, especially with the YouTube lag. Like, I mean, we're not supposed to give signals anyway, so. Dude, that was such a fat drop. I didn't even trim, like, at max. I ended up selling more. And I was trying to get in faster, but then what do you call it? What was I doing? I was logging into everything, because I got into my desk late. I would have honestly wished for a tap on the Gex flip first. Because now we have this bullish gap. It's just a waiting game. Longs here? No, I would not long here. Why don't I use Zoom for lives? Because it allows us to build our YouTube channel. Because our YouTube is like, I mean, as a business, it doesn't make sense to use Zooms because we're not meant to signal anyway. That's not our goal. That's never been our goal. It's just if I see something on live that has to do with the data, then I'd call it out. But that was such a quick move. We are building support here. NQ is still going. SPX still going. Why don't you use, you have multiple gamma charts open. What are the differences, time frames? No, so the differences, that's what you meant earlier. Sorry, I mistook your question for something like my chart here. The gamma is basically, this is raw, this is de-adjusted, this is skew adjusted, and it's showing net and split for each. One sec, guys, I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back.
I'd rather this get taken than leave it as equal low. I don't like that. Morning. Kava, oh. Yeah. Not much, no entry. Yeah, a little. Good low rubber entry. Yeah. Night load up. I should come out take that slow. I guess S&T down here. Yeah, ES has been much stronger. It's like all time high.
Why did you decide to enter short when we didn't reach 5,000 div yet? I don't know if you already explained. Because we snapped that low of day, I figured I was willing to just put, basically, okay, let's flip to NQ. We can kind of trade review while we're here. Right. We had this rejection in the morning that I saw, but was already kind of late to the move, right? Because that happened at 6:32, and we took entry at 6:37, so very, very late. So I already wanted to enter off pre-market highs. I'm sure it looked relatively similar on ES. Yeah, we had this resistance right here, and we obviously rejected it. So even on a 5-minute chart, right, wicked right above it. So to me, that shows obvious weakness. And then once we snapped the low of day here as well at 6:37, or at 6:38 right after. So I entered on NQ at this candle basically. I figured if ES breaks this, I'm willing to take that risk and then basically target low of day, right, for a trim. That was the initial one. So it was very 687.43. When did I? 628, 687. Why does it show? Oh, I sold one more. Okay, yeah, see, that's the mistake that I made. All right, I accidentally sold one more after trimming my first one. Buyback, 628.47. But yeah, so then on NQ, just drag this over. So this was the mistake I'd made right here. I sold one more when I meant to trim. And then when I realized, I just decided to get out. Usually when I make a mistake and it's followed by another mistake. So I'm not trying to sit through 2 mistakes in one go. But I do think 5,000 does still have potential, just given that it's split. It's on a negative day as well, so it could just accelerate through all this negative exposure back up. Since it's showing on split. De-adjusted also shows 5,000 as AOI. So to me, that does still mean in my head that they're still positioned for that. So if they're still positioned for that, then we have to be careful looking for more downside, especially when we're here already at an AOI. Does that make sense, guys? Flip back test picks on this one. Also, there was one thing that I saw. It loads. Where is it? I charted this yesterday. Remember when I was looking at a chart, we had a LVN somewhere around here. Why is it not loading? Is it on the hourly? Should have been on the hourly. Okay, my memory was slightly off, but yeah, that was the one. It shows up better on a 15-minute. See. Yeah, okay, that's where it was. That was a chart. Low volume node right here. What would you look for to invalidate the short you took? Probably a close above the pre-market high, or that pre-market area on NQ. So if I flip back to NQ, right? If it had closed above that support or this previous resistance, then I would have gotten out. But personally, since it didn't, obviously we literally just tapped it. ES didn't get up as high either. So in my opinion, that's signs of bearishness when both indices aren't having the same follow through, right? ES's main one, this was resistance, but this was another one right here. But it came down to low volume node. If we had broken above this, then probably would have just taken a loss. But I would have set it for high of day. But late entry, that would have been pretty bad because it was like entry at what? 63? Yeah, 643. It was like right around here. So we had a pretty big drawdown to the upside. But I didn't think we'd get up there anyway. Definitely could have made a lot more if I just didn't trim that first contract, but sometimes it is what it is. Entered full size on this one, so then, especially since I entered late, I'm always more than happy to trim an extra contract just in case I'm wrong. This is still flushing. I don't even know what to do right now because it's right here. So give it some time. I think we just have to refresh this. It's kind of stuck. We are in this previous bounce area to check bigger time frames. Oh no, ES still has tons of room down. 36, that'd be a big flush. About the hourly. This really has room down. Are they positioned for that today? 49.50. I'd like to see first initial bounce, honestly. If we can get a bounce of some sort first and then kind of go from there, then So I wouldn't enter. I would never enter pretty much like on intraday low day, especially after a big drop like this. It could go more, but just not my setup. I see this here. Get a low volume node around here. Okay, let's see. 465, that would be another like 90-point drop, 80 points. We'll see if we can cap that move. This was the other level right here. Mark out these levels. I can see a bounce at 72 for ES. The reason I say that is just a high volume node and previous low. We're still right along that GEX, that 75 level, which is AOI right now. Oh no, AOI is now 60. So we had a lot of flips this morning, right guys? I'm gonna sit here and say that was a tough read because it moves so quickly. I hate when it moves that quick, but it is what it is. Checking this 1 minute low volume node right now. Tough spot to be in to take any entries. That's my personal opinion right now. Best to do is just wait. This is just making lower lows, lower highs. Oh, hold on. And Q is. But ES isn't. Let me think. And Q just keeps making lower lows. Yeah, another lower low. Ridiculous. How much is ES down? 6%. NQ's down 1.2%. That happened so quick. Now there's nothing to do. I mean, maybe that's a good thing. Like usually, if I wasn't on stream, I would have called it a day. I would have fucked off. That's a big enough move for me personally. Holy shit, NQ really is still just going. This is wild. I missed an extra 50 points on NQ. Yeah, it's tough to take an entry here. If you want shorts, you're going to have to wait. And longs, as great as the R to R is, if you have the data, you know that there's still more room for potential downside, so it's not that great R to R. It may look like it with where we're at, but we could hit 60. And obviously we have a level here at 63, so I don't doubt it. This is just going to rocket back up at some point today through all the next. Yeah, that's my fear, is like this could easily just rocket right back up. So it's being patient. I think the most ideal entry is going to be that Gex flip. So at 5,000 or 5,005. I really do wish we popped back up to tap 5,000 first. Because that would have been a good plan to execute, but NQ just still. Anyways, yeah, we'll just have to wait, guys. There's not much you can do, right? If that move was, if you didn't miss, or if you missed that move, like, there's nothing you can really do. Kind of just have to be patient. NQ is going to go for that 465 level, I'm telling you right now. Yeah, it's going to go for this 465 level. I don't doubt it today. We're using previous support as resistance. Tap, tap. We're bound to go to this 465 level. When did we even tap that? That was a while ago. Sorry, guys. I don't even know what to. There's, once again, it's just, I hate to sit here and just be like, oh, just wait, just wait. Like, if you want to take a trade, go for it, but nothing is a very great setup. So now it's just kind of waiting. So let's see what happens here. All right. Man, you kind of hate these negative days now that we've had so many positive days. It's very easy to read and like having a defined range. Negative days, definitely no defined range because you can just go through all of this shit one way or the other. What do the different charts on Apex mean? Have a look at the QQQ 1 minute chart, see if there's a nice wick in each gex. Downside. Hold on. Have a look at the QQQ 1 minute chart. You can see nice wick into each gex level and then down. Clear this. Pull up QQQ. So we have a level at 426. Oh. And we had one at 428. And 425 bounce right here. Isn't it a better way to read negative? Isn't it a better way to read? You have to fix that grammar first, then yeah, so I can understand the question a little bit better. Like, do you mean like, is there a better way to read days like today? It's kind of, see, so the problem with like days like today, let's flip back to SPX, right? The hard part about reading days like today is that there is no defined range, because dealers can sell and buy through these levels all day, basically. So when I say dealers are going to sell and buy through these levels, it's negative exposures. So dealers play with the move, right? So whatever's happening, dealers will play with. So if market makers start to sell, dealers are going to start to sell. If market makers start to buy, dealers are going to start to buy. So it's very, all the moves are, as Geo says, exacerbated. That's the best way of saying it. So it's like waiting to, on negative days, I think your best bet is going to like volume profile, fibs potentially, ways for finding different tops and bottoms. That's basically for entries that is. Keep in mind, like DEX levels are great for entries, but it's not like we stress this to everyone. It's like, especially people that we're teaching, is like, if you have a strategy already, this is a better way to confirm your thesis essentially. So going into the night yesterday, I was already bearish. So with that being said, the only reason I was bearish is because we had such a hard sell-off going into Friday that I don't think, personally, I just didn't think that was, what do you call it? How do I say it? I think the move and the sell from Friday was such a big tip-off, in terms of like, okay, bulls tried all day long, right? Bulls tried all day long. We sold off, and then they bought it back up. We sold off. They bought it right back up, right? And then at the end of day Friday, they just were out of steam. They were out of gas. So in my opinion, when I see something like that on a chart like this, right, where it's just sell, buy, slight sell, buy, and then huge sell off at the end of the day, literally like happened in a matter. I think this sell off right here, if you go from high to low, is like over 150 points. Yeah, that was almost a 200 point sell off, right? In a matter of 2 hours, less. Like this beginning happened, this sell off happened so quickly. I got fucked on this sell off. This was a 100 point sell off, give or take, right? 104 point sell off in a matter of less than 30 minutes. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I am bearish going into this trading week. And then I didn't expect to hit this so quickly. This 542 level, I wanted a little bit more of a move back up for some sort of confirmation, but I guess this was the move back up. I mean, it is what it is, right? You miss a trade, you miss a trade. Nothing you can really do. There's opportunity every single day, if there's one thing I've learned from Geo. I don't doubt that we come up to sweep this previous high and at that low volume node too. That over the weekend suggestion would have been lovely if I didn't see it on Friday. Yeah, remember I said, next Wednesdays, or Tuesday puts, and hold those, or Friday puts. I think I said Friday. That was the one I was leaning more towards. But I did say grab next week puts on one of those lives. If anyone remembers, well, somebody definitely, obviously remembers. So. So fun. This house so fun. Even all my other friends that trade, they're saying no good move after that morning, especially, or no good setups, especially that morning, that opening drop. It makes it tough to find a setup intraday. The one thing I do potentially see, like if we come down, or if we don't make a new low, this would probably be an ideal short area. Probably the place you'd want to wait for. You know, it lines up with, hold on, look at SPX. That's probably your best setup for today. Just being patient. Once again, problem is you have negative GEX all the way up at 5,000 still, right? And you have the line in the sand. So although fibs look good for a short, if we do get up to this point, I don't doubt that we tap 5,000. That's the problem, where the problem lies. So it's just there's no quality setup per se. That makes sense. I grabbed those Friday puts. Nice. Glad you caught something. Is this likely partly dealers unwinding positions from OPEX? Yeah, that has a huge part to do with it. It's like Friday OPEX, right? If you go over Friday's data, oh shit, today's Tuesday. I forget. Hold on, let me find SPX Gamma. Just since you know there is no trade for today. Let's okay. Let's go back and review Fridays, right? Because I think that'll be something good to take into account and look back at. 216, yeah, this is Friday. So if you look at this, right? When was that drop? That drop on Friday happened at, so I want to pay attention to 1110. That's the area I want to watch for. What did we do, or what did the data look like when we were at the high? So we had this here. Obvious AOI is still 5,000, right? Despite being, what, 38 points up, AOI is still 5,000, meaning dealers are still interested in that level. And we never even tapped 5,000. Oh, yeah, we did in the morning. So even when in the morning, after we tapped it, right at 5,000, they still are showing 5,000, even when we are at the absolute high of day, right? So I had been hoping initially for a 5,000 or 50-50 tap because it was still showing here. So it is positive GEX at 50-50. So with that being said, I was hoping for a 5,000 tap, then a plummet, or 50-50 tap, then a plummet down, but you know, shit happened, right? So even me, after I was, I was going long around this area too. So hoping for a 50-50 tap and then a plummet down, especially if 5,000 stayed. But keep in mind, right, we always talk about it, like you want to see GEX pickups, you want to see either they dissipate or they stay, right? The whole point of having it dissipate is so that you know that dealers aren't interested in that area anymore, right? Because if dealers aren't interested in that area, then you know that we're likely not going to come there, or we're not going to go back up. But 5,000 was literally ginormous. It stayed all day, even at higher day. So that being said, at a certain point, you know, we made that move back down. So at this point, before this drop, right? So right at 1144, take a look at what that data showed. Okay, here you go. So one thing I do want to point out is, let's see. We go from something like this, right? And this, and you can see on this right side of the chart, that split just dissipates completely. It halved. We were already near 10. Then on the very next one, we're only at 7, right? Oh, wait, no, that's the same. It's just because this one, oh my God, actually, here you go. This is the main one. 15, plus 15, plus 15, both above 15. Previous to that, 10 minus 15. So same thing. So that exposure at 5,000 picked up so heavily that it made the 50-50 look like it dissipated. Then at a certain point, as we got lower, so that sell-off happened when? 1144. Right? Look how small and negligible that looks. Right? We're still increasing. We're near 20 now, and negative 20. So that was just a sign as we got lower. When you look at this, that 50-50 is almost negligible in comparison to 5,000. and then on the first initial drop to 29, right? 50-50, pretty much gone. 5, negative side is gone. And then this is at above 20 now. What a move, though. I missed that one. Geo did not. Mitchell caught that. Geo caught that. Me personally, I did not catch that. Were you looking at the aggregated GEX view to lean bearish bias? Would it be best practice to look at aggregated view if it's hard to read today's PA? Yeah, that's another. That's a good good thing to do. If you can't read today's, then you can take the aggregate amount, right? Usually, what I like to do is days before or the weekend of. How I prep is I just go into this and then look at the aggregate for the weekly. So 5,000 is still obvious, but 4,950 is obvious too. So that seems to be the range for the week. So it seems like 4,950 is in a definite potential going into this week. I left my phone in the car, man. Why? Yeah, Dude, what a sell off. What did we just talk about? Going for that 465. It's no good entry on that. VIX dropping. VIX pump. Holy fuck, VIX giga pump. Wait. VIX up 7% today. Makes sense, we dumped. NQ, man. Missed an extra 90 points. 80 points, whatever. Close enough. It is what it is. Back on. See, this is what I mean. Like, they just, it's gonna be a tough read, tough entries. I mean, even this, like, I hate drawing these ones because they're so small. Thanks so much for reason why I always send it back in my so that's invalidated. Were you looking at aggregate gigs? Oh wait, yeah, I already answered that one. I mean, guys, there's not much to do. If SPX tabs 49.50, would you go long from there because 5,000 is such huge gamma? If 5,000 stays, right, then I wouldn't mind getting. I wouldn't take 0 dates. I would probably look to swing, especially if the aggregate still shows 5,000 being a split divergence, right? But those are the types of trades where it's like, okay, there's still potential room lower because this is all negative gex, right? It's not like we're not. There's so much room lower. So even at 49.50, that isn't a trade personally I would like taking. Minus 11 billion already. Shit, son. Guys, it's Q&A time. I don't really have much to really talk about. Oh, fuck. I do need to check something though. Would you mind sharing some of your favorite setups at the moment that you've seen work? Yeah, let's go over that. One of my current favorite setups is always going to be a gex level lined up with a low volume node. So let's take this as an example. That's a drawing tool. Positive gex level, and then in between a distribution like that, right? And this is volume profile. That I gotta be trolling, bro. Nice. That's not dick and balls, guys, I swear. But how do you read different Apex charts? What do you mean Apex charts? Like Apex AI charts? Or the Gex charts? But anyways. Let's X plus, and then this is an LVN on VP, right? This is like one of my all-time favorite setups. I think that this is something, Apex AI, okay, so we have a whole video on that, but when it comes to Apex AI and you're using it for SPX, right? SPX is the only one that has a price magnet. How I would go about using the Apex AI is I would have my own strategy set up, right? Whatever strategy, keep in mind, we always talk about this, that this is a very good supporting strategy or supporting confluence or conviction. This is basically like one of the favorite setups that I have. I knew VP beforehand due to Geo teaching it to me, right, before we had Gex. VP, and even on top of that, like Fibs, Gex, low volume node, and then Fib, short, right? These three things in one trade, low volume node, Gex positive, and Fib short, this is a setup that I take every single time with zero hesitation. I don't care. I will put a stop loss or size for 0. If I'm on options, I would just size for 0, right? But if anything, if I'm on futures, then I would put a stop loss at the top of the fib. But this is basically in a positive environment plus a fib short plus a low volume node on VP. That is a setup that I take every single time, right? And especially if AOI on top of that extra confluence and we're in a positive environment, this is like top of the range, right? And on top of that, you have another level of interest. So, right, another Gex level down here, right? Then you short it all the way down, right? And for those who is there? I think there was one day, if we go back to SPX and we look, there was a 5,000 level. It was this one right here. This was literally, this day right here was positive Gex at LeBron with the tape. Remember that, guys. LeBron with the tape. It was at 50, 25, and 50, 30. Right? Who remembers that? We called out the longs on live too. These were all positive. Right? This was all positive. If you remember this day on stream, we nailed it, right? We said long 5,000 because it's positive, and then your target is going to be 50-20, right? Because at 50-20, and then this was Apex AI price. Right. That's what it was on that day. So you could have longed it down here at the absolute bottom and taken it up to here, right? I'm sure a lot of people remember that day because it was literally absolutely fucking the most accurate play we've had in a while. Yeah, I mean this is a tough day to hold, right? Keep in mind, if you're targeting not even the Apex AI price target, you're targeting the AOI at 50-25, then your best choice of a contract is going to be 50-20. Why? Because you could probably pick this up at 5,000 for around 0.8 to like 1.2, especially since we are still around that 8 o'clock mark, right? So that's probably what you picked it up for. And you could have easily taken it to the 50-25, and it would have been $5 in the money by 10:30, right? 10:30ish. So that setup would work for both support and resistance depending on the direction you're coming from. Yes, right? So, and that's positive Gex. And, you know, the more we traded positive Gex on that run up, the more I enjoyed it because it tells you a defined range versus something like today where it's kind of sporadic, right? You don't really know what the range is going to be on today because we could drop as low as and fucking accelerate all through this, or we could accelerate back up. I used to say negative environments were my favorite to trade because they're quick, but they're not as predictable, right? So after being, you know, in a positive environment for so long, it definitely made it a lot easier to predict what was going to happen and whatnot. But in a negative environment, it definitely makes it tougher because everything is a fucking accelerant. Dealers are trading with whatever dog shit price action is happening sometimes. But yeah, so this is what I mean by like, okay, you could have used the Apex AI price magnet at 50.20. You have your entrance with a positive GEX level because it will act like what? It will act like support, right? Because it is positive and we're above spot and it's below spot price, right? So we'll act like support. 50.25 will act like resistance. And as you can obviously tell, we tapped 25 and rejected. Not rejected much, but we tapped 25 and we rejected. I got to think of a new way to trade negative environments. It's been so long since we've traded a negative environment that it makes it tough to kind of look at. Right? This entire run up, huge positive days, bunch of positive days. You have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 red days on a October, so November, December. 26 red days on a give or take 3 to 4 month like huge fucking bullish run, right? 26 red days on a 4-ish month run. So that made it much easier to kind of see, right? You break a GEX level, you know the next level is going to be resistance. It made it much easier, but now with this, it definitely makes it tougher. So that setup would work for both. Oh, I already answered that one. Are you still using the strat to trade? No, personally, it was too that my so for me learning the strat was a little bit tough because there were so many areas to kind of reverse at, and it's more for bigger time frames, so like 15 hourly and 4 hour and whatnot, right? To get better moves, because if you're using like the strat combo in a 1 minute, it doesn't work as cleanly in my opinion. That's just through my experience. So I think if you're using bigger time frames, you can get better targets, you can get better entries and whatnot. But for my style of trading, the strat isn't. It doesn't fit my personality as well. It requires more patience. So that's and I know myself. I'm not patient enough for that, right? So understanding yourself is a big part of finding the right strategy for you. And on top of that, guys, we're refining the Apex AI. For those who have been here, you guys have probably seen this. They're seeing that revert to mean strategy. We've talked about it. We're basically taking the Apex AI and creating another version of it. It's in testing right now because once again, and we don't know when it's going to come out, but it has to go through our testing first and see which setup works better. So once we figure that out, I'll keep you guys updated throughout that process. So when looking for rejections of holds of levels, you want positive over negative GEX. Yeah. Okay, so positive GEX will always act like support and resistance. Negative GEX acts more so like accelerant. So that's why. Would the 5,000 Vana level still be a good play at this point in the month during this type of negative day? Vana is teetering between negative and positive right now, as you can tell right here on the chart where it's 0.51. So it's teetering kind of between. On top of that, Vana impact right now, it's in its window of weakness. So I personally am not even bothering paying attention to Vana and Charm going into this week. The key to trading neg days would be understanding reversal points. Correct. It's hard finding reversal points. So, with that being said, I like fibs and VP for reversals. That's like my go-to for reversals. So we go to an hourly. Just curious, are we at a low volume node? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. The fuck am I smoking? You immediately see that. Boom. Reversal point. I just need to open up the fucking time frame big. Or expand the fucking time frame. But yeah, boom, right there. The moment I didn't even see that, but just now when I saw that this was around this area, I already knew that that's probably a fib long. Could you take a glance at Netflix? Sure. I mean, I don't really trade single name stocks, but Netflix ripping up. Bearish, once again, still can use fibs. Probably way too long that right there. That broke out of a flag. No volume here. I don't doubt that we get a potential draw on liquidity in this area, right? Because these are all trapped. I want to say trapped longs that were missed. So this area would likely tap first because as Geo talks about, I bet you, in my opinion, or in my experience, I bet you this low volume node area has a thin order book. And there's some trapped orders around here. Got long at 87 ES. Is that? Oh, nice. You're up then. Very nice. I would target right here. Or at least when you get to here, hit a trim. Right, you have your low volume node right here. I would definitely hit a trim right here. Because as you can tell, we respected that low volume node earlier. Right, that would definitely be the area to trim. You can target a little bit higher, like right here. So you have your stop loss could be, if your entry's at 87. Yeah, I would just target this red line first. Oh, nice. Even better. Trimming is great. Trimming is always great. Good catch, bro. Very, very good catch. Yeah, this price action's wild. It's tough to read today. Nice. Yeah, these neg days. Yeah, I would trim here if I were you, Los. Personal opinion. Good catch. Good 7 points on ES. Like what? 350 a contract? Pretty solid. Bro, I can't get over that Twitter comment. That shit had me dying. With that being said, I'm gonna go grab my phone, so I will be back. Un momento, guys. Grab my car key. All right, pop us back. Ah, good trim, eh? All right, I haven't checked any of my mail this morning, so go through that. Also didn't expect such a fucking big move off of today after a long weekend, but I guess I was wrong because it came. What skews Gammon? It's in a okay. When it comes to guys, we've said this multiple times on stream and in class, and Gio's talked about it. Negative exposure environments have different skews, so it's they're tough to draw in that sense and tough to determine where the mean is. I'll have to have Gio try to come on and do something for that. But did you push this in? Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I have to go take a shit, and I don't see any setup. And the more I sit here, the more I want to take a trade sometimes, and that's not good for me. You feel me, guys? So for my own sanity and my own asshole, I'm gonna end the live. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I apologize for not having any great setup today. That move happened so quickly, it was hard for me to determine. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and as always, keep moving forward. I will see you guys for class today. Remember, we have class today, all right? Have a great rest of your guys' day.